Given a recursive formula with two initial terms, write the first n terms of a sequence. Number one, we're going to identify the initial term, which is given as part of the formula, which is the first term. Identify the second term, which is given as part of the formula. Number three, to find the third term, we're going to substitute the initial term and the second term into the formula and then evaluate. And then repeat until you have evaluated the nth term. So for example 6, writing the terms of a sequence defined by a recursive formula. Write the first 6 terms of the sequence defined by the recursive formula. So if we take a look here, the first term is equal to 1. The second term is equal to 2. And now the nth term is equal to 3 times the second term plus 4 times the first term for when n is greater than or equal to 3. Now whatever n is, we plug it in to find out what values that we're going to choose. So in part 1, or step 1, we can see that the first two terms are a subscript 1 is equal to 2, a subscript 2 is equal to 2. And for each subsequent term, we replace a subscript n minus 1 and a subscript n minus 2 with the values of the two preceding terms. Now for when n is equal to 3, we're going to plug n in to be 3. So it's going to be 3 times, well if we look up here, 3 minus 1 gives us 2, so this becomes a subscript 2. Plus 4 times, look again up here, we're going to take 3 and subtract 2, which gives us 1, so it's a subscript 1. So that becomes 3 times the second term, which is 3 times 2, plus 4 times the first term, which is 4 times 1. Therefore, 6 plus 4 gives us 10. So now the third term is going to give us 10. Now when n is equal to 4, we know we're going to find the fourth term. So plugging in 4 in for n, 4 minus 1 gives us a subscript 3, plus 4 minus 2 over here gives us a subscript 2. So 3 times the third term, which is 10, is 3 times 10, plus 4 times the second term, which is 2, 4 times 2. 3 times 10 is 30, plus 4 times 2, which is 8, which gives us 38. So now we know the fourth term is 38. Now when n is equal to 5, we know that n is going to give us 5, so we're going to plug in 5 in for n. 5 minus 1 is 4, so this is 3 times a subscript 4, plus 5 minus 2 is a subscript 3, which is 4 times the third term. So 3 times the fourth term, which is 38, 3 times 38, plus 4 times the third term, which is 10, 4 times 10. 3 times 38 plus 4 times 10 gives us 154. Now for when n is equal to 6, we have the sixth term. 6 minus 1 gives us a subscript 5. So this is 3 times a subscript 5, which is the fifth term, which is 154. So this is 3 times 154. Then we let 6 over here minus 2 gives us a subscript 4. So this is 4 times the fourth term, which is 38. So 3 times 154 plus 4 times 38 gives us 614. So the first 6 terms are 1, 2 that were given, and then we had 10, 38, 154, and 614. And then if we wanted to graph the order pairs according to n, so when n was 1, the first term was 1, so it's 1, 1. When n was 2, the second term was 2, so we have 2, 2. When n was 3, then the third term was 10, so that's 3, 10. When n was 4, the fourth term was 38, 4, 38. When n was 5, the fifth term was 154. And when n was 6, the sixth term was 614.